And then I look up towards the lemonade stand, and in between my vase with all these beautiful flowers and the lemonade stand is Jesus standing there. And I go running up to Jesus. And when you see Jesus like that, you have like 1,000 questions you have, right? Do you think I could even remember one question? The only thing I could do is go, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And I'm like standing in front of him, I can't, like in my mind, I'm going, I'm face to face with Jesus. And he was just
I totally believe that's
beautiful.
what would happen to you.
Yeah.
Hello, Power Tribe. I'm Murray Dewick,
And I'm Tricia Warren.
and you're listening to Samuel's Mantle Podcast. If you're spiritually sensitive, have dreams or visions, we're here to help you discover you're not crazy. You're probably actually hearing from God.
And when you're hanging out with us, we will help you connect with Jesus, feel his heart, hear his voice, and make sense of the ways you've been hearing from him.
Through practical tools, heartfelt teaching, you will discover that connecting to God is actually your superpower. He has gifted you with the power of the Holy Spirit to connect.
So let's jump in and grow in experiencing him like never before. Welcome, everybody, to our podcast. And today's show is called Why You're Not Remembering Your Dreams.
And how hunger and thirst unlocks them, just like this bubbly can.
Woo!
And so everyone, our little symbol, being prophetic people, we like symbolism, of that whole effervescence of the Holy Spirit rising up inside of us. The word naba, bubble and flow. That's the word for prophecy in the scriptures. So hopefully you can bubble and flow with us, and some ideas will come into your head where you'll go, I've never tried that. I'm going to try that. That would be fabulous. And so today's podcast, we're going to try to bubble and flow with dreams and remembering them. So next week, we're going to move on to Christmassy type themes, but we're going to give this one more.
Yes, one more kick at the can for dreams. Yes. All right. So today we just have a bunch of tips just to help you remember your dreams. Like, who doesn't
Oh,
want to remember their dreams? Well, I know my best friend, she just doesn't dream. But she would like to remember, but she cannot, she's not interested enough to work on
mhm.
it. So therefore she doesn't remember it.
And that's a big point, everybody. We just want to say something about that. So if you've ever been watching, guys, your favorite sports game, or girls, you're on the phone with your best friend, and either way, your spouse comes up to you and says, could you take out the garbage, or could you remember to do this while you're talking to your best friend or watching your game? Do you remember? No, you don't. Because what you're valuing, your brain is focusing on, and it's deleting the rest.
Yeah.
And that's the way the brain works. It's made to, I think it takes in, I remember John Paul Jackson, the old prophet, said 52 billion bytes of information a second, and its main job is to delete things.
I think you only
So,
keep 2,000 of those billions.
wow. So,
And then even of those 2,000, you still delete the ones that you don't believe in.
yeah. So what you value, so as you know, if you're a builder, you look at buildings. If you're an interior designer, you're walking the house and you go, wow, we could do, you just see it. And, remembering dreams is the same way. And so if you value it, in other words, I want to remember this. Your brain goes, oh, we should be recording this. Let me hit that left brain record button, and it starts to come back. So, and again, for those of you that are still saying, but I don't dream. Just a reminder, yes, you do. Harvard, Oxford, Yale, these big sleep labs, they bring somebody in who says they don't dream. They let them go to sleep until their eyes are watching the ping pong game, rapid eye movement, wake them up, put a tape recorder in front of them, let them go back to sleep. They wake up in the morning and go, no dream. They go, listen to this. They turn on the tape recorder. There is their voice sharing a dream when they were woken up in the middle of it. Just the left side of their brain's not recording it because we're not taught to in our culture. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, dreams are considered weird or suspicious, or if you share them with people, people are like, what? You're weird. I mean, so our brain goes, okay, we better keep our mouth shut. And then our brain goes, let's delete this. So there's a better way to live, everybody, as we talked about. Dreams are
Hmm.
significant. Culture, Bible, history. See previous episode. But
Yes.
just valuing it brings it back. And there's some ways you can partner with that value. And we're going to go over them, about 10 steps here that will help you put pen to paper, get the boots on the ground, help you say, brain, please record. Here's how you do it.
Perfect. All
And
right.
I
So you're
guess
going to do number one.
and I'm doing number one because I'm number one. And
Oh,
it's because it's
yes.
my 60th birthday. So I get to go first.
And you're an old man now. No.
Yes, that's right. Look at the plaid I'm wearing. It's even older looking plaid today.
I think the shirt's older than you.
It could be. Could be. So number one, everyone practice the transition from sleep to awake. So often we wake up, we get up super quick. Or when we go to bed, that's it, I'm done. Uh, Try to slow that process down. I don't know how many of you have ever experienced this, but often you can wake up in the morning and there's a song playing in your heart. And we
Oh,
stop and go, what's that song? Where do I know it from? So we're not quite
yeah.
up yet, but we're paying attention to what's happening inside of us from the Holy Spirit. We just need to do that with dream memory. And one of the ways you can do it, step number one, when you go to bed and you're lying down, say the Lord's Prayer, picture a Bible story, practice staying in that moment between sleep and awake as long as you can. Just keep it because your brain will go, oh, am I supposed to stay awake here and look and pay attention to things? I will. And do the same thing in the morning when you wake up. Just, I'm waking up. Okay. Don't get up right away. Don't start thinking about your day. I'm slowly waking up. Do the Lord's Prayer. Just practice that transition
Mm.
because that's usually where we remember dreams. And eventually the brain will go, oh, I'm supposed to pay attention to this. All right. That'll help you.
So
Step number one.
yeah, so tip number two, step number two. So after you finish step number one, at that point, write down whatever comes to your mind. Because you just have to just grab a pen and just start writing it down. And that'll actually help you remember because, even like the thought or the feeling you're having or anything that comes to mind, or maybe you just want to write thank you to the Father, to Jesus, the
Yeah.
Holy Spirit, to just start writing and see what happens. And then so do that instead of, honestly, a lot of people's habit as soon as they wake up, and I can be guilty of this in seasons of my life, as I start to think about all the things I have to do that day. I don't
Yeah.
know. Do
And
you
that's
do
your left. Oh,
that?
yeah. And that's your left brain going, let's delete everything.
I
So,
know. It's
so
like you're
God,
having a fight with your left brain. It's ready to start your day, and the right side just like it wants to speak, but then it gets shut down,
so
right?
right side, guys, right side of your brain, sensing, feeling, picture, art, nature, symbolism. Left side of the brain, reading, writing, arithmetic, memorization. And
Yes.
you're trying to get those to partner. So you want to say to the left side of your brain, hey, something might have happened in our sleep. We want to start paying attention. And you don't
Yes.
want it to squirrel and be off. So sometimes taking a pen and a piece of paper, guys, think about it like fishing. You throw that line in the water and you start to pull it in. You're doing something. You're putting boots on the ground there and you can catch a fish. So just grabbing a pen and a piece of paper, everybody's like that. You're fishing. You're teaching the left side of your brain. Something really important might have happened here. Let's throw the line in the water and see what's going on. And just having the pen and paper there, just that.
And you might
Right.
even only get a flash of something, but just write the flash memory,
Yeah, that's
and
enough to get
because
going.
it'll just get you going. Absolutely. All right. So number three, Murray.
Sense feeling. So you spiritually sensitive people, the disciples on the road to Emmaus were not our hearts burning within us, or Paul being troubled by the slave girl in Acts 16. Sometimes the feeling is important. Write that down. When you wake up, what are you feeling?
Hmm.
Do you feel peace? Do you feel joy? Do you feel awe? For example, grab that pen and paper and just write it down and go, was there a picture with this? Like if I feel lots of peace, maybe it's like, man, that feels like standing in the sunshine. I had a dream about being in a field. And then it comes back, right?
Yes.
So you don't even need to start with picture. You just need to start by looking inside your spirit. What's going on in there? So sometimes felt sense, for me, that works really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you are such a sensor feeler. So absolutely that would work for you.
Yeah.
All right. Number four, think to learn to think backwards. And I
Mm.
talked about that little flash or that fragment thought you might have had. So take that and start to go backwards with that flash memory. Like instead of A, B, C, D, you're going D, C, B, A, right?
Yeah.
Backwards. And then after you've thought backwards, then you'll be able to do A, B, C, D. But
Yeah.
you
So
gotta go backwards and it'll start to piece together. And you're like, oh, this happened. Oh, but before that, this happened,
yeah,
right? Yes.
exactly. Perfect. And that's a really important one, everybody. So when you wake up, don't start thinking about your day. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to. You're loading up your left side of your brain. Instead, lay there, get a felt sense, and you might get a flash, like Trish said, and then ask yourself, what happened before that? And then what happened before that? And then what happened before that? So you learn to think that way because you're saying right side of the brain. Do you have anything you want to share? And you're valuing and you're using the left side of your brain to put it together. So you learn to think backwards first, right?
Hmm.
Think about what happened in your sleep rather than what's in your upcoming day. Perfect.
All right,
Oh,
you're number 5.
okay. So we kind of covered this a bit, super quick. It's so important just in regards to writing things down. Just keep, get a journal, a pen, a light by your bed, tape recorder. Although some people with a tape recorder, they listen in the morning and it's this.
Okay, you're really showing your age. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
even know what a tape
Well,
recorder is. I
or
told
your
you you were old man.
yeah, or your voice recorder on your phone, right? So,
Yes.
um, but yeah, a lot of people they just mumble. But the idea is that again, with the left side of your brain, oh, I'm supposed to record this. Maybe this is important. So sometimes get a nice journal that speaks
Hmm.
to you, something the colors you love, the texture of it. It just feels to you as this is valuable. And put a pen in a book beside your bed. I want to remember and record. Prospective memory, like again, driving by the grocery store, I'll say that quick. You've all experienced this prospective memory. You're going to work. You're supposed to go to the grocery store. You're like, oh, I forgot I'm supposed to go to the grocery store. End of the day, I got to remember. I got to remember to go to the store. And you forget. You worked all day. You drive by the store and you go, oh, what is it? I have to go to the store. But you don't remember what it is. But your prospective memory was, oh, store, we got to go there. You go in and you're supposed to buy milk and you're like, okay, I don't remember. I'm in here for something. And you see something similar like cheese or yogurt, milk. There it is. Your prospective memory kicks in. I'm sure we've all experienced that.
Yes.
Your book and your pen are your little, I'm going to remember this. It helps with that prospective memory. You want that involved too. So there you
And
go.
I used to have a pen that had a light on it. So when I wrote, the
Yeah.
light flashed. So rather than actually putting your light on, because sometimes that can jolt you, right?
And your spouse will kill you.
That
What are you
too.
doing?
Yes. So I think you can still get them on Amazon, like a little pen with a
Yeah,
light on it.
absolutely.
Okay, tip number 6. I love this one. When you wake up, sometimes when I'm first waking up, I kind of toss and turn a bit. And then as soon as I move, I don't remember my dream. But if I go back to where I was when I first woke up, go back in that sleep
The
position,
favorite sleep position. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I'm getting little glimpses. Oh, that's what it was. It's like I had to go back into my favorite sleep position. And I'm even going to take this one a little further.
Ooh,
I have found I've gone back to my bed later to make my bed. As soon as I touch my blanket, I get this
really?
memory because I was sleeping next to this blanket and I was like, whoa, okay, that
Brilliant.
just helped me remember my dream, whatever, because you just had that same thought, that same feeling when I just go to make my bed. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So
Yeah, everybody, your brainwave pattern changes. So when you're awake, I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. You're a certain brainwave pattern, but when you're sleeping, you're in a different one. So sometimes rolling back to your favorite sleep position before you get up, learn to think backwards, puts you back into the brainwave pattern where you had a dream, you settle down, you relax a little bit, boom, your dream will come back. So it's great. That's a great one.
all right, you're the next one, Murray, number
Number
7.
7. Your dream time, it says most dreams are remembered after 7 hours of sleep. So the idea is, if I remember correctly, every 90 minutes, you're increasing your dream time by 15, 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So if you can imagine after 7 hours, your dream time is very significantly long.
Hmm.
So, and you're probably not sleeping as deeply. So in other words, get enough sleep. And so go to bed, sleep, and I'll pick that up under napping on number 9. But sleep is an important thing to remember your dreams because your dream time expands, and we'll be coming back to that one. But over to Trish for number 8.
All right, so number 8 is just, you know what? You just need to decide that sleeping is not a waste of time,
Yeah.
but it's an adventure. It's like, I'm going to sleep
Ooh,
and I'm
I
going to
like
have an
that.
adventure with God. So you just need to decide that that's what it is. It's not a waste of time at all, compared to work. It is an adventure. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to have an adventure with Jesus tonight.
And you will. That's the thing. Those
Yes.
who believe it. And that's really important, everybody. And I'll add a little piece to my last point. Take a nap. Why is that important? Now, for one, so naps, when you take a nap, your dream time keeps picking up, right? So when you take a nap, your dream time doesn't start at zero. It starts where you left off that night. So if you've slept 6 hours, your dream time picks up and moves you from 6 to 7 and 8, right? So you're not sleeping as deeply, but
Mm-hmm.
your dream time is longer.
Mm-hmm.
And so believe it or not, napping is super cool. And here's a good way to find out if you have prejudice against sleep and what's killing your dreams. Because think about taking a nap, everybody. In your head, do you go, that's a great idea, I could dream more? Fabulous. Or do you go, what a waste of time, I got too much to do, I'm going to feel guilty? That's what's killing your dreams right there. Because you're saying in your brain, you're telling yourself, this is a waste of time. I should be doing things. I need to think A, B, C, D. Instead of, right?
Okay, but
So,
I'm guilty of that, and I
no,
do love.
everybody, every human, I'm a Mennonite
But
man.
I'm
That's
not
all we
really
do.
good at napping. That's the problem. I'll lay there for an hour and nothing, and I just won't fall asleep.
So, but it's a good way to do that. So Albert Einstein, you'll see the picture of our last one, used to drop a key into a pan. And I'll explain that a little more. Thomas Edison did the same thing. His secret for all his inventions, electricity, the sonogram, the video, the film projector, all these things, what he would do is he would sit in an armchair, like a computer chair, elbows on both armrests, and he would put metal ball bearings in his hand and then frying pans or plates on the floor. And he would go to sleep in the chair. And as he would go to sleep, his muscles would relax. He'd drop the ball bearings in the pans, and the loud bang would wake him up, and he would write down anything that came to him. And that was his secret of invention. And Einstein did that too. And Plato did that too. So, guys, guess what? Valuing napping and creativity go together. It's good to get rid of
Yeah.
that prejudice. So there you go. There's 9 tips. And we're going to do one more, but connected to a really cool dream Trish had.
All right. So, I guess you're going to introduce it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone, I'm sure you know that verse. Uh, those who hunger and thirst for righteousness will be filled. That's Matthew
Mm.
5:6. So a part of everything that you're doing above that we just did is about, I want this and I want to experience it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's setting your will to do it. And we want to give you an example of what can happen if you do that. And there's a couple good examples of that. Like one, Hannah praying like she wants a son. Remember how
Mm-hmm.
she tried and tried and tried, and the other concubines or wives were teasing her, and she goes into the temple and pours out her heart, and God grants her Samuel, right? Uh, Now, in regards to dreams specifically, if you look at 1 Kings 3:4 to 15, here's Solomon is a new king. He's 17 years old, and he goes up to the high place at Gibeah, where people are going to encounter the Lord at that time. And he makes a sacrifice of 1,000 oxen. And at that night, the Lord appears to him and says, ask me whatever you want, and I'll do it. So just think about what he's done. Can you imagine what it would be like to sacrifice 1,000 oxen?
That's a lot
Just
of work.
just sit there and count to 1,000.
Wow.
Just try to do it. Count to 1,000, and just watch what your heart does. This is so boring. I'm going to die. That's just counting. What's he doing? He did that on purpose because he was so hungry for an encounter with God. He persevered and persevered and persevered. That the technical term to that is dream incubation. You're setting it up. I want to dream so bad, I will pursue you. So,
Mm.
so when you think of an incubator is a little heat bulb you use to hatch chickens, and we have some chickens on our farm sanctuary. We let the chickens do the work, but with an incubator, you put the eggs under this heat lamp, and the heat over those eggs causes those little chicks in those eggs to mature and come to a place of maturity where they finally break through that egg. but they've
Mm.
needed to set up the right environment to do it. That's what
Mm.
Solomon was doing there, setting up the environment to dream. And so our points here that set up the environment to dream. But Trish did this with a particularly powerful dream by setting up hunger and thirsting and then learning to ask. Remember, what does God say? Is it Matthew 5? Ask and it shall be given.
Mhm.
Ask and keep asking. Knock and keep knocking. Right? That's the actual words there. So let's talk about it. You wanted a dream? Tell us about why did you want a dream? Why so
Well,
badly?
it wasn't even, I just wanted to hear from God. And I was open to hear from him in any way
Hmm.
possible. So, but
Why
I
did you
was,
want it so badly at this time? What's going on?
well, because I was journaling. I had just, you know, taken Mark Verkler's course on how to
Ah.
hear God's voice back in 1989 or something like that.
See, now you're old too. Ha ha!
Yes. And so
Yeah,
I took his
replay. Yes,
course
so.
and I learned about journaling, how you ask God a question and you just want to have an answer and then you listen for what he's saying and you look and see. It's not just about hearing, it's also about seeing, right? Because they go hand in hand. For me they do
We
anyways.
and
Yeah.
everyone, we shall get there eventually.
Yeah. So that and then you write down without letting your left brain interfere. You just let NABA flow from your heart to just
Yeah.
you just write it down, right? And then
So everyone, that's
afterwards,
First Thessalonians 5, right? Do not grieve the
yes.
Spirit. Do not despise prophecy. Then test it. So yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta you
So
gotta get it in that
yeah,
order. So that's
you
cool. You were
tested,
learning that.
yeah. So that's what I was learning, and I was just writing down what I thought, and then of course you analyze it afterwards, right? And so I
Yeah.
had this couple of full journals, and then
Oh
one day I
wow.
thought, what if I'm not hearing from God? What if I'm making it up?
Ooh, yes.
And then so I thought, okay, Lord, I actually need a sign from you that I'm actually hearing properly from you in these journals. And so I asked him for a sign. I said, somehow, because I love roses, and I thought, okay, God, if you could just give me a yellow rose,
Oh,
just to
cool.
just to symbolize our friendship, because that's what I was developing, friendship with Jesus, friendship with the Father. I said, I would love to get a yellow rose to confirm friendship with you.
Cool.
And I'm thinking in my mind, okay, it could be like maybe some friend will drop by a yellow rose, or one will show up at my door, or someone at church will give me one. I had no idea how it would be. And so, but I asked that constantly all day. All day. I was saying, Lord, send me a yellow rose. I want a yellow rose. I need a confirmation. And I
Yeah.
just did it. It was kind of like the widow that went to the judge and she just
Ooh,
kept,
cool.
that's what I was thinking. I'm just going to keep on
So all
knocking.
day you're like morning, afternoon, evening,
Yeah,
lunchtime, after work, like you're pursuing this. You're going
I'm
at it.
pursuing it, desiring it. I want it.
Cool.
And then I also at the same time was asking to see Jesus face to face. I just had it in my
Ooh.
mind. I would like to see Jesus face to face, like Moses spoke to God face to face, right? And of course all the disciples saw Jesus face to
And
face.
Moses' prayer, show me your face, teach me your ways, right?
Yeah, and so I want to see your face. I just have to see your face. And so along with the yellow rose, I was praying, oh, I got to see your face. Oh, and so all day and every night I was like, I must see you.
Wow.
I need a yellow rose to confirm I'm hearing from you, and I got to see you face to face.
And
And I
what
was
was your
just
heart when you were praying this? What was your, will doing? What was your emotional content like? Well, like, were you watching TV at the same time? Hey, yeah,
no,
God,
no,
hey.
no, 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 no.
Like,
I was my heart, my desire. I was hungering and thirsting. I was
good,
praying,
cool.
interceding all the time. So then one night, I
Now, how far in are we talking? How many weeks later?
couple of
Days
weeks,
later?
probably
Couple
a few
weeks?
weeks
Okay.
later, yeah. And I
That's good
was
to know everybody, right?
it
Just
wasn't
keep her
overnight.
going.
I was just pursuing. So one night I was staying at my sister Wendy's house. Her roommate was gone away for the week, and my sister doesn't like to be alone. So I stayed in her roommate's room. I was a
Ooh.
little nervous about staying in another person's bedroom, right? But I'm like, but I did this to help my sister out.
Oh,
So the
yeah.
one night I'm just lying, I go to sleep, and I find myself in this dream.
Ooh.
And in this dream, now just to give a background, at that time I was going to a very small church. There's maybe like 30, 40 of us, which was called down or Toronto Vineyard back then, which is also known as the Toronto Blessing. But we were a really small church at that time, which grew into a worldwide thing over time. If you guys, anyone knows what the Toronto Blessing is, but and we were all standing around a lemonade stand.
Like the 30 of you in the dream.
Yep, we were all
Cool.
drinking lemonade, enjoying lemonade, and
Drinking the
this
Kool-Aid, were
beautiful, yeah, this
you? Sorry,
beautiful
keep it.
lemonade stand. Yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid. No, it was lemonade.
Got it. Yeah, not the same thing.
Okay. And then, but this lemonade stand was on the edge of a wheat field. And then I'm looking across at this huge wheat field, and the wheat was really
Wow.
long and ripe and ready for harvest, really. And I look over, and in the middle of the wheat field, there's a stand. And on the stand is my vase. I have a
Wow.
vase that one of my students gave it to me. I used to be a teacher. And in the
Also known
vase,
as a vase, everybody,
oh yeah, vase.
for particular Americans.
And
Okay.
it's got roses in it. And I go, what's my vase doing in the middle? I mean, I should have went ding ding ding, this is a
Yeah, this is
dream,
the
but I
dream.
didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't. I went like, what's my vase doing in the middle of this wheat field? So by myself, I walk over to the middle of the wheat field and I go up and I look at these flowers. These are beautiful roses, a whole bunch of red roses. And then in front of the red roses, three white roses. And in the very, very front alone is one yellow rose.
Wow.
And I'm looking at these flowers, and they are like, I've never seen such beautiful flowers in my life. Not even like they were more alive in this dream than they are here on earth. And I'm looking at these flowers. I'm like, oh, these flowers are so beautiful. And then I woke up. And then I woke up in my bed and I'm like, oh, I need to find out who gave me these flowers. That's all I could think about. And then right away, I was instantly back in the dream, looking at the flowers again. And I saw there was a card attached to them.
Ooh.
And so I open up the card and it says to Trish with love, Paul Kane and Bob Jones. And I'm going, Paul Kane and Bob Jones. Like at that time, people, they're kind of the prophetic people back then in the 80s.
Good symbols
And
of the prophetic back in the day.
it was a symbol, yeah, I think. Anyways, and then I look up towards the lemonade stand, and in between my vase with all these beautiful flowers and the lemonade stand is Jesus standing there. And I go running up to Jesus. And when you see Jesus like that, you have like 1,000 questions you have, right? Do you think I could even remember one question? The only thing I could do is go, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And I'm like standing in front of him, I can't, like in my mind, I'm going, I'm face to face with Jesus. And he was just
I totally believe that's
beautiful.
what would happen to you.
Yeah.
And me
And
too,
I'm
everybody.
standing
I'm just
there
giving her a
and
time.
I'm just so like, all I can say is, Jesus. And then he says to me, and he puts his hands on my shoulders like this, and he goes, yes, now you have seen me face to face. Just like I was asking, right? And then instantly I
Wow.
was back in the bedroom, awake. I say back in the bedroom because it was so real. It felt like I was really there,
Ah.
right? And then all of a sudden, the presence of Jesus is in my room. And I'm just, okay, I'm not in a dream anymore. I'm awake, right? And all of a sudden, I just felt this vibration starting at the top of my head, and it just started going all, and it was slow, and it was like particular, and it was just going down further and further and further. And I remember when it went by my lips were tickling with the vibration, like it was very specific, and it was like slowly, and it went through my whole body very, very slowly. And the whole time, Jesus was talking to me and he started telling me about his plans for my life. And I
Hmm.
was confused why this was happening. And he was removing toxins from my body. So back then I thought it was physical. And I remember arguing with him, going, I'm such a healthy eater. How can I have toxins? Like I've been a healthy eater since I was a kid. But now I realize it was, other toxins, right? That your
Yeah.
body can have. And by the time it hit this probably lasted about 15 minutes, this whole
Wow.
experience. And then when it was over, then he left the room and I just grabbed my journal and I wrote it all down. And that dream was completely life-changing for me.
Yeah. And we're going to probably come back to this dream again, everybody, because that's a particular type of dream. Wow.
Yeah,
That would be called a vision in the night. And well, we'll get back to that because that's as you can tell, these are fun. Uh, whew. Well, I just feel the presence of God so much as we're talking about this. It's hard for me to bring this back around to another question, but
it
um,
was just it was so life-changing. And he's so kind and
yeah,
wonderful that he met with me and he gave me more than I asked for. Like
yeah,
when I asked for one yellow rose, I got all the red ones and the white ones, which I felt represented his love, right? The red and the white
yeah.
was purity and then the friendship. And he's like, I just asked for one and he gave me so much more, right?
Amen.
And I asked to see him face to face and then he gave me so much more. I had an encounter, not
Yeah.
just in a dream, but in my room, which was my sister's roommate's room, but in that room. And yeah,
Wow.
it was completely life changing.
So everyone, just to, for today, there's so many verses about ask and it'll be given,
Mm,
seek and you will find, or as Trish said earlier about the widow, persistent widow, like
mm,
coming to the judge, or you shall find me when you search for me with all your heart,
mm,
and setting up the heart, even to ask for dreams. You can do that, right?
mm,
Solomon did it. There's other examples of this too, but that's good enough for today. But for me, for example, if like, oh, how do I do that? Fasting helps. For me, what I like to do is I like to go hike up something like a mountain trail. And that's a little hard. And I go, with every step, Lord, I wish to pursue you.
mm.
Speak to me with every step.
Oh, I
May
love
this be
that.
symbolic. That helps me. I need to physically put something into it, right? That helps me. Or like I run. I like to run. I haven't run for a while, but I like to run a lot if I can. And I just, Lord, with every step I'm going to pursue, speak to me. And yeah, there
That's
you go.
amazing.
I hope this everybody helps you out. For those of you that want to, there are things that you can do that you can say, left brain, we're going to load this up. We are going to put the heat lamp on the eggs and they're going to hatch some dreams for us. This is how you do it. And you know what? It goes to some beautiful places. Cast your bread on the water, in time it'll return to you. Just everybody cast what you want on the heart of God. He will bring it back to you. But partner with him. Put time
Mhm.
into it. Hunger and thirst. Teach yourself the value, and the Lord will reward you. There's a whole, as Trish said earlier, there's another world. This is exciting dreamland. The Lord wants to meet you there. May this be a doorway for you that helps you find a way in. There you go.
Amen. All right. Well, we'll see you or hear you all next week.
And we'll start working on Christmassy things.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you have rated and reviewed the show, that means so much to us. Your heartfelt feedback always reminds us why we do this. And hey, let's stay connected. Hop over to the website where we have some free gifts for you to learn just how prophetic you are. Find them at samuelsmantle.com.
And if you'd like to get access to the vault where we keep all the good stuff, you can become a partner on the website as well. Remember, encountering God is your superpower by the power of the Holy Spirit. Keep leaning in, and we'll catch you next week.